Welcome to Sidekicks with Heather Gudenkauf and Lolo, where we chat with your favorite authors and their pets. And today I am just thrilled to have acclaimed author, critically acclaimed author, and award-winning author, T. Greenwood. She's the author of 13, yes, that's right, 13 novels, including Keeping Lucy and Rust and Stardust. How are you today, T?
I'm good. I'm good. You can call me Tammy.
Tammy, and who do you
So
have?
formal.
Yes, who do you have with you today?
Well, this is Reggie. Hold on. Let's see. Reggie, can you say hello? Here. This is Reggie. She's 2. And this is Phoebe. Phoebe, come here. And this is Phoebe. Right there. And she is going to be 10 in November. So they're a couple of very big dogs.
Right. Would you say?
What's that?
How much do they weigh?
Oh goodness. I think Reggie's gotten bigger. She's surpassed Phoebe, and she's maybe 80 pounds. And then this is Phoebe is like 65 or 70. So yeah.
How did they come into your life?
Well, when the kids were little, we decided we wanted a dog and did all of our homework, and we really wanted a puppy. So we actually went to a breeder for Phoebe. I grew up with rescue dogs, so it was very strange to do that. But we knew we wanted to start with a baby that would be in our family, and then what happened was we loved Phoebe so much that we knew we didn't want any other breed of a dog. So we wound up with getting Reggie from a different breeder as well. But yes, I'm a huge proponent of adopting dogs, though. My parents have rescue animals, and absolutely, now that the kids are older, I would definitely think about that as well. But yeah,
you're right. You find a breed of a dog that you really connect and mesh with, and for us, it's been German Shorthair Pointers, and we had one before Lolo, and now we have her, and it's just it's such a good is a good fit for our family. So I totally get that. Totally get that. That's fun. How did they get their names?
Well, Phoebe is named after Phoebe Buffay on Friends, and Reggie is named after Phoebe Buffay's alter ego, Regina Phalange. So,
so Friends fans in your house?
Yes, we have a few. And so we're thinking that we're going to have to get a third one to name Princess Consuela Banana Hammock, which will make sense to Friends fans out there.
You have to come back to Sidekicks and share.
Yeah, once we get the third one. It'll be a while.
Oh, that's fun. Do they have a favorite pastime? What do they like to do?
Well, Reggie lately has been into eating things that she shouldn't eat. That's her favorite pastime. She had 8 dark chocolate covered donuts a couple weeks ago. And then she ate the bill of my husband's favorite baseball cap the other day, and my flip-flops all this week. So yeah, it's been very exciting. Phoebe is a true retriever. She will retrieve all day long. And Reggie hasn't quite gotten it yet. Like, she's not real good at chasing and retrieve. She's good at chasing the ball. She's not good at bringing it back. And then they also really love to sleep. They sleep a lot and wrestle. Sleep and wrestle.
And you're a creative type. You're a writer, you're a photographer, and so much more. But do you think having pets contributes to your creative life?
I think it does. I mean, before quarantine and before we were all locked in the house together, I spent a lot of time in the house by myself. And I think having just other living creatures in the house has been really important, just to, feeling less lonely. Writer's life is sort of lonely. And And so, having them around when it's just me here is really sort of comforting. We have a cat too. He doesn't do appearances. So, but yeah, I think it's always nice to have, I can't imagine not having the animals now. I didn't really grow up with dogs. My parents got dogs after I was out of the house. And so these are the first dogs that I've ever had. And now I can't imagine there not being a dog in the house. We're very sort of acclimated to that presence. So
Yes. Now, I do have children, and do you have, as a family, or do you have a book that features animals from your childhood or from your kids' childhood that really has stuck with you over the years?
well, I would have to say that Charlotte's Web was one of my favorite books growing up. And I actually read it. I hadn't read it since I was a little kid. And then when Esme, my younger daughter, was in, I think third grade, second or third grade, I read it to her class. And of course, I've forgotten how sad it is. And in the end, when we've got, there's some line about, Charlotte being a writer, and I just was like weeping in front of the class. But yeah, I would say probably Wilbur's right up there for me.
That's been a popular one. It just, that those characters just stick with you, and
Yeah,
so
yeah,
much fun to share favorite books with your own kids and
yeah,
have them feel the same excitement and
yeah,
to them too.
totally.
What about, we have our sidekicks with our animals. What about your favorite sidekick duo, maybe from pop culture? Do you have any?
I was thinking about this, and we recently rewatched Pretty in Pink. And I think Ducky Dale is probably the best sidekick. But if I were that screenwriter, I think I would have had him wind up with Andy in the end of the movie.
Right? Exactly.
I know, I really, to wind up with Blaine is just, as much as I love Andrew McCarthy growing up, Ducky Dale was the real treat, the real prize.
As we became moms and got older, like, that's who you want to end up with.
Right. Pick Ducky. Don't pick Blaine.
Totally can relate to that. So, what are you reading right now? I know we've all been in quarantine.
Yeah, I have a huge stack of stuff, and my attention span's been terrible. So I've read lots of parts of lots of books. But I started reading Tell the Wolves We're Home, because I think I might set a book in the 80s next. And actually that's why we were watching Pretty in Pink too, was because I was like trying to capture that feeling of when I was, a teenager. And I haven't written about the 80s yet, which is so strange because that was such a pivotal era for me. And this is also set in the mid 80s, which is what I'm thinking about. I'm not very far into it, but it's great so far. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah. So what are you working on? So I know you have a couple projects in the hopper, and
Yeah, I have a book that I recently finished that we're out on submission with, that is about ballet moms, mothers, a group of mothers of aspiring professional ballet dancers. And then this new one, I'm not sure. It's really kind of, it's in that squishy stage when you're just starting to, like feel, around and sketch things out. I've just been taking a lot of notes and thinking about, what I might like to explore, but no, maybe like 1,000 words on the page, but nothing of significance.
Whirling around and inside, and yeah, that's a fun time, I think.
It is just sort of living with it. I'm getting a little bit of affection right now.
Aw.
She's good, very good for licks. She likes to lick the cat a lot. That's another one of her favorite pastimes, is licking the cat. Yeah.
That's the big question. Does the cat like it?
No, not really. Yeah, he's not a huge fan.
I know that in just meeting you and seeing you on social media too, that you're a very visual person. You have a passion for photography, and I know that recently you started another Instagram page with all about dancing, and
Yeah.
I love looking at those images. I was one of those dance dropouts. My mom, I was the youngest of 6, and so I was the only one who could take dance lessons by the time I was old enough.
Right.
I wasn't any good at it, but I wanted to so badly, and I had, my room was filled with Degas paintings or pictures or prints of the ballerinas, and I just love looking at your Instagram. What inspired you to do that?
Well, it's, I thought it would be fun to have something to sort of accompany the book. And, when you finish the revising and it's out of your hands, then it's kind of like gone in a way. And, I was really, I was living inside that world I'm living inside that world in my real life, but I'm also, inside that novel for such a long time. And it was really just sort of a little side project. And then, I just started sort of coming up with things to post on each of the days, this Tutu Tuesday and Writer Wednesday, where I try to feature books that are about ballet, novels, or children's books. And then recently I've been really tasking myself with looking for dancers of color. So, looking for whoops, sorry, that was the dog. Looking for choreographers and ballet dancers, and, looking to amplify, and illuminate dancers who sort of defy the stereotypes that we all have when you think of ballet, classical ballet, which has been it's been good for me. And, I've had to dig deeper, to sort of curate the things that I find, but it's been really cool. And there are a lot of incredible dancers out there who don't necessarily fit the traditional role or mold.
Yeah, well, I just love it. So it's called The True World.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Go out and check that out, as well as your other social media for sure. So what, Phoebe and Reggie, if they were to describe you, 3 words, what might they say about you?
How many words do I get?
Well, you can have as many.
I think that they would probably we used to say that Reggie called me Chicken Lady because she had a very, very sensitive stomach when she was a puppy. And so she had many, many chicken and rice days. And her eyes would light up whenever the Chicken Lady came around. So I don't know. I'm the one who feeds them. I'm the one who normally, when we're not in quarantine, I'm normally the one who's with them all the time. So I think I'm kind of like their mom, right? I make sure they're fed and cared for and loved and taken care of. So yeah, mom.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much for sharing with us into your writing world, and thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me, Heather. It's so nice to talk to you.
You too.
Awesome.